Hey, what's going on, world? It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N. Another Saturday soulful session of expression sessions. How is everyone doing on this wonderful, wonderful Saturday? A little bit something different on the Ethan Smith page. Having to take this thing in a more professional business way. That's just the front end work, but how y'all been doing today? What's going on out there, Instagram? Thank you for tuning in. Make sure y'all type in, comment down below, share this video, watch part of this video. See how we do, see how it flows. My love, my life, my beautiful wife. I'm pretty sure she'll be with us shortly. She just came in from doing what she do, doing some couponing. So make sure you check out her page, First Class Living at YouTube. Two Z's in the class. Learn something about saving money, y'all. She's teaching some good information, but she'll be here soon. Besides doing some couponing, doing some shopping for the family, holding it down the way she do. But what's been up? We missed you. Feel like it's been about 2 weeks, but it's just the last week that we missed. What's been going on? The election is over. How do you feel? Drop a comment in there. Be honest. Keep it real. How do you feel? Did you get the outcome that you was looking for? Is it gonna affect your life anymore? How do you feel? Okay, I was making sure I could save this and send this to my other page. That way other people could see it, because I'm not the technical E. That's my wife. That's what she do. That's definitely what she do better than me. That's what she do for me. God blesses you so with somebody who completes you, who grows you, but also stretches and pulls you. Because what she don't do, I'm usually able to do, and that I don't do, she can do. We both bear a different type of fruit. That's what we talking about today. The low-hanging fruit. Not that it's so bad, but the higher hanging fruit, that might be a little bit better. It might taste a little bit better. Even though the stuff at the bottom is okay. It's like the difference between the A and the C. Anyway, you learn something in both. You accomplished the task by passing the class, but maybe if you got the A, it doesn't mean that you're smarter. It just means you studied a little more and retained the information anyway. So, anyhow, the fruit, it's all gonna be the same, but it sometimes tastes sweeter when you get it from a little bit higher plane. Think about the giraffe, they eat at the top of the tree. Hey, hello and welcome to the expression sessions. That could be my wife checking it and testing. But if it's not you, share it anyway. We talking low hanging fruit. We gonna have some fun and see what God gotta say. So as I get into that and I wait on my wife, I need to crack this open and get my life right and open up this scripture and see what God has for me, so I can start this thing off right and see what he says through me. Ooh, Proverbs 3 and 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Dear Heavenly Father, open up my mind and open up my heart, that you allow me to just be free me, exceptionally wonderful E, who you created me to be, and giving you the pleasure and the glory, so you can allow me to speak freely to bless someone that may be listening to me, that is coming from you, and do what I'm called to do and use my gift to give back to you by doing what you allow me to, by speaking life and positivity and just talking about the fruit that hang from trees and how you want us to live life abundantly if we just choose thee first and do what he calling you to do through you and me. So here we go. Let's talk about some low-hanging fruits today. So this t-shirt, I remember 2017 when I first got into Mr. P.I.E.N. and I started doing the speaking thing, and I'm gonna speed it up because I don't For those who've never heard the story before, tune in. For those who heard it before, bear with us a little bit, but welcome, listen anyhow. So when I first started this business, I was more focused on building a brand and creating a look, something for you to see. I had to have this T-shirt to be this way to make money. This idea had to go forward, right? That's all I was. It's not all I was looking for, but that's what I began to see more. I started to see the merchandise bigger than the message. I started to see merchandise bigger than the message. What is low-hanging fruit? Low-hanging fruit is a thing or a person that can be won, obtained, or persuaded with little effort, right? But I like it a better way that it was put in. Yes, the term low-hanging fruit is commonly used metaphor for doing the simplest or easiest work first for a quick fix that produces ripe, delectable results. The simplest or quickest work first that produce ripe, delectable results. I was talking about this T-shirt and building a brand, right? Now, although it wasn't simple to create the T-shirt, it was the process with getting the T-shirt was simple because all I had to do was create the logo. The T-shirt was made. I had the person to print it, but the profit that it would produce would be delectable, right? It would be wonderful. It would be great. Thanks, love, for sharing that. It would be great, right? I was so busy looking for the fruit of just building a brand so people could see me, see what I'm doing. Look at me. How am I doing? But I didn't dig into me to get the fruit that was above the internalness in E. Just follow me. So I got the T-shirt and I was representing the brand. I was wearing it at work. Actually, a guy from my job had made it for me. I was wearing it at work. I was promoting it at work. I sold my first one while I was at work. I was focused. I was good with that fruit because I just wanted to do a T-shirt brand, not knowing what I wanted to do with the branding on a T-shirt. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Sometimes we want to do things and God wants us to have those things, but we get in such a hurry that we get the thing before it's all the way ripe. Look, when I got the T-shirt, I got it in a time of my life where I was building individually in my life, where I unconsciously, I thought I was preparing to be a husband and have my wife, but I was focused more on the brand, not the brand creating my life. Like you think about certain brands and the position that they hold in your life. If you looked at it as fruit in your life, a taste in your life, from Nike to Converse, day to day. I'm just thinking about this. I was more focused on everybody seeing the Mr. P.I.E.N brand that I wasn't focused on what the Mr. P.I.E.N branding stood for. I was so busy looking for the low-hanging fruit of just having a T-shirt with my brand. No disrespect to the T-shirt, but before you make the brand big, you have to build the brand. Before you can make the brand big, you have to build the brand. Somebody else built the T-shirt. I just had to stamp my logo on it. Somebody else planted the fruit tree. I just had to go pick mine from the bottom. Somebody else had to plant the tree. I just had to go pick mine from the bottom. So it was easy for me. It was easy for me to give up on a T-shirt when it started to get worn to E. I won't represent this part of the brand no more. I won't wear this because this doesn't represent me. But it was good when you got the fruit at the bottom because you just asked for a little piece of God. See, hey, My love,
Hey,
my life, my beautiful wife, Tim Kiki.
hey,
Show no
y'all.
strife.
Don't let me stop you. Go ahead. You flowing. You in there.
Um, Thank you.
You
I'm gonna
welcome.
learn how to say thank you, and I'm gonna say that you're welcome. Thank you. Just thank you.
Good
Thank you.
job.
Thank you. Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. It's a part of the brand that I'm still building. I didn't know if I was flowing or not because I'm learning how to look into this camera and trust his branding that's still coming out of me, not the branding that you see on me.
Take us in there now. What does that mean?
I gotta take you. You want me to go? No, I'm just saying. No,
Well,
no,
I
no.
thought we
See,
was
see,
all
listen, see,
together.
listen. You came in and you said good job. I have to collect my thoughts again. You came in and you said good job, right? Sometimes just going for the low hanging fruit, you so used to speaking and doing this part of E that it's easy. This me having a conversation with me and God, right? I'm so used to speaking extemporaneously that I feel like it's easy. But then at the same time, I feel like when I go into this, when I come from his word, it's a fear that I have exposing me. Cause I don't know what he gonna do through me. So when you came in, he was like, "No, you own that thing. Good job." I almost felt kind of like phew, a relief. I got somebody to play off of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I was saying I'm glad that you came in and you said you're doing a good job, and I slowed myself down because we talk about this just saying thank you sometimes. That was something that we learned, we marriage counseling way, you know what I'm saying? Just saying thank you and learning how to say you welcome instead of going into your mind like, good job, what you mean? I thought I was doing horrible. No, just thank you. So seeing the Brandon in me, the what he's doing in me, what he's knit in my heart, what he's doing in me, he's stitching and branding me and molding me, burning, clipping some ends, putting it back together. Seeing the branding that's in me, that's coming out of me, instead of the brand that's on me. See, I was just so busy, I had to have a t-shirt to represent E so I could get some money. But the branding wasn't finished being absorbed by me. He was putting a stamp on me. See, we so busy just won't get the fruit that's at the bottom of the tree that we don't see that the fruit might be a little bit sweeter when you go a little bit higher in me. You got to go to the top. The giraffe eat from the top of the tree.
Absolutely.
So that's what I was talking about before you came in and you said I was doing a good job and it slowed down and I had to tell a whole nother story about low hanging fruit D. Well, why is you looking at hangman when you what you about to hang E? I thought you just said I was doing a good job, Tim Keedy.
Really? This don't say nothing about hangman.
Oh well, you know. Nah, I knew that. I seen the fruit on there. I just figured I had to do something to, reel you in. What did you see from low hanging fruit? Because I have it pulled up right here, and I had to go through. But what did you see? What did you find?
Well, I had just pulled it up, but
Oh, okay,
thank
cool.
you.
I'll go back
Um,
to it.
I had just pulled it up. I didn't get a chance to collect my thoughts, but
Well, see, I could use another example. Sometimes when I talked about just not to say that wanting to build a T-shirt company is a bad thing. Not to say that wanting to build a T-shirt company doesn't mean that you won't do well. It doesn't mean that. But if you're building a T-shirt company just for, I guess I have to say the profit that it bring, and it really doesn't mean anything to you, then I don't think it'll go that far. You understand what I'm saying? Like Mr. P.I.E.N, the brand means something to me more than the brand means something being seen.
right.
You know, it's like when I think about Eric Thomas, he talks about his certain things I don't do. I don't cuss, I don't drink, I don't smoke. You do you, that's cool. But that don't represent my brand. You know what I'm saying? Some
Absolutely.
people get so caught up in the brand that's on them, they don't know what the brand represent. Ooh, that was good. Hanging for the low hanging fruit. You just want to grab where everybody's at, what everybody has, instead of going further in God and seeing what He has for you. Because in order to get for this ooh, Jesus, you brought it back to my memory. Marriage, low hanging fruit. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Take us in there, cause.
Marriage,
Mm-hmm.
low hanging fruit. Let me say this again. The title, marriage, maybe that made clear. Low hanging fruit. Act, marriage. Look at me, low hanging fruit. Spiritual marriage, you got to go through some stuff to get to some 25-year stuff, 50-year stuff, to above stuff. Healthy, happy marriage, you got to go through. What I mean by marriage, low hanging fruit, you want to say I'm married. I want to walk down the aisle. I want to wear the ring. Everybody doing this. You know what I mean? But you don't want that fruit to have to go through the season where you had to plant it. It had to weather the storm. You had to water it a little bit longer. You had to go get the bugs from around it, kick them out. You had a little rotten in that time, but you got that thing back together and you had produced a tree that gave wealthy fruit. But when you just went and got at the fruit at the bottom, I'm just gonna pick this man because he look good right now. He look like he doing something. I'm just gonna pick this girl because she look good right now, and I just need to be with somebody right now so I can say I'm married when I go to the picnic with all my crew. Low hanging fruit. But when you want to have a good marriage, when you want to use your marriage to bless someone else as he's blessed you, then it's some Georgia the jungle. It's gonna be some tree branch stuff you got to climb through. Does that make sense now? When I say
that
marriage,
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, talk
that
about
was
it then.
good though. It brings back to the memory. You know that saying, the grass is greener on is not always greener on the other side, and it just takes me back to if I was caring for my yard, I wouldn't even be looking at the other side. So when you get into it, when you get into marriage, since you brought that topic up,
yeah, because it's all talking about low hanging fruit, and I'm gonna tie it back into the t-shirt.
So when you get into marriage, there's work to do, just like you tied it to an actual trimming of a tree. When you're in a home, you want your outside to look good, but if you don't deal with trimming the tree and cutting the grass and things like that, then you can expect it to look presentable. So I don't know. I liked your analogy. I thought it was really good. I don't really have anything to add to it. It just made me think about your grass is not always greener on the other side. That if you just prune your own garden, your own land, then it can be fruit. But I think a lot of times we get impatient. And we want our harvest today. We don't want to have to wait
Instant
20 years for things to work itself out. But we were having a conversation about love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is long suffering. So I think we should know what we're getting into before we get into it. That's a whole nother subject. But low hanging fruit. Don't just accept anybody just so you can have the title, but you really don't want to put the work in.
Absolutely. Because you'll get exactly what you're looking for when you ask for it. If you just want somebody to be with somebody will come along. But then again, now you got this bad fruit and you can't seem to get rid of it. It's just rotten. And then it starts to rot your mindset because you're still just looking to be with somebody instead of being somebody to be with.
Yes.
Ooh, you get busy looking to be with somebody instead of being somebody to be with.
Absolutely.
If you just become somebody that somebody want to be with by raising your level of growth, your level of knowledge, your spirituality, your shopping techniques. You get out of the frozen food out all the time and get the low hanging Aunt Marie's instant apple pie. Although it's good, it's in the green box. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Steve Harvey talked about this lady was baking pies at a Greasy Spoon diner. They were going out of business. She said, let me bring one of my pies. She brought the pie. The pie sold out the first day before lunch. He said, can you make another pie? She went home, made another pie. The pie sold out. She started bringing pies every day. Rest is history. You want to go get the Aunt Marie's already ready instant fruit pie. But if you go get the apples and make it yourself pie, you're going to have to go through a process. But you're going up to another level. God wants you to get the fruit. But he's telling you, if you're willing to push yourself to the next level and challenge yourself and dig within yourself, the fruit at the top going to taste a little bit sweeter than the fruit that's just on the regular shelf. You know what I'm saying?
And you mentioned the process. It's changing us. We're
Absolutely.
growing. And growth is always sweeter when you come out on the other side.
Absolutely. But see, they sold us this microwave society. And I know we talking about fruit, but we wanted fruit so bad that they were able to clone a fruit and give it to you with no seeds. So it doesn't produce any life. But the low-hanging fruit that everybody's grabbing and going after too, it's not helping to grow you. Look at what's going to happen if we keep eating the no-seed fruit. What's going to happen in 20, 30, 40, 50 years to the kids that we leave behind? What are they going to go through? Because we all want to just get the what's right here. What's right here? Eye level. God, I just want a man. I just want a woman. I just want to be a husband. What does that entail? What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? I just want to be somebody's wife. What does that even mean? What are you willing to go through to get to the fruit? What are you willing to go through to have that abundant life? I don't think just grabbing the one piece of fruit is the abundancy. I want to be an orchard. I want to produce fruit and be wealthy. But you have to be willing to tap into that. You're right. It's a process, but they've sold us this instant gratification fruit, this fruit with no seeds. You know why? Because we asked for something that it wasn't our season for. Watermelons don't grow all year round. That's why they don't have they only have the white seeds in the seedless ones. They don't have the dark black brown, the ones that produce a watermelon again. But we were so busy asking for it, they cloned it to us and gave it to us. And they doing the same thing with your life. Oh, you could just have this house right here. No money down. $1,500 a month. They putting them up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,800 of them in your neighborhood within a year. You got a whole new neighborhood. And I ain't knocking what they do, but that's low-hanging fruit when you could buy the property and have somebody dig out all the roots and pour a beam in the foundation that's going to support you. But you got to be willing to go through the process and see what God is calling you to in order to get to that fruit at the top that you enjoy too. Again, back to the t-shirt. It was easy to get because somebody else had put it together. I just had to have the thought and the idea. So when the idea starts to fade away, and if the branding isn't strong, then you leave it alone and you don't even want to rock it anymore because you don't like what it shows. Because you didn't work for that fruit. You didn't sit back and till that fruit and prune those trees and watch the relationship grow. No, you just had to go out there and reach up and grab a little piece of fruit. And when you dropped that, you went back and got some more. Bars. Shoot back, stay away, fade away, score. Say no more. I'm just saying, did any of that make sense?
Yeah, it made a lot of sense.
I believe it did too, but I just needed somebody to talk to for a second.
Oh, yeah. We want easy. We want comfort. A lot of times we want
Comfort
the end.
food.
We want the end results without the process. Can you give me that? I'm going to just go to the store and get my Marie pie because I don't want to knead out the
dough.
Ooh,
I ain't never needed
put the
dough, but I need to.
Strawberries in there and line them up and I don't want to do all that. I just want to get the pie, put it in the oven, and boom, I got pie.
And here's the thing.
So
Ain't nothing wrong with Marie Calendar pie. Because I went and picked some fruit at a friend of mine's house before. I picked some fruit walking right down the street, and it was low hanging fruit. And I tasted it, and it was decent. It was kind of sweet. And my wife was looking at it. You ain't that? Yeah, I checked it out. I'm not saying that it's all bad. All I'm telling you that there is so much more if you willing to go through the process to get the fruit. But just know when you pull the low hanging fruit, you might mess around and, you know, just get some low hanging fruit. The houses, the cars, that's not the best version of you. The just getting married to put the ring on. I don't think that's what marriage is supposed to do. That's not a real representation of the love in you. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I know you do. It's one of those things I have to ask the question to. I don't know why I keep rhyming like this. It's just something that happened to.
You put a two in there to make it rhyme.
I don't know. I think sometimes I do, but then I had a conversation about low hanging fruit. I just wanted to say that because that part. But no, seriously, I had a conversation about low hanging fruit because I was saying this to you not too long ago about, man, it seems like all the time I'm talking, I feel like I'm attempting to rhyme. And then I started to get into my mind like, yeah, I'm just doing this. I'm making this happen. You know, I'm making these words come together. But you said to me, well, how do you know God ain't just doing this for you naturally? Just go with it. But then I'm like, wow. In my video today, I was saying, maybe my wife was right. Maybe this just coming naturally because I'm using different words because I was complaining about our vocabulary. But then it also said to me, God used the simple words to conform the wise. Nelly used andale, andale, ia, and everybody was dancing and singing and opened their eyes. So maybe these words that's coming out of me is not me doing what I think I'm doing. It's just God using me so somebody can pay attention to what I'm saying and think I'm playing. But really they start paying attention to the words. It's like watching Nino Brown. First you see the glasses and the crown, then you watch it enough to laugh, and then you start to hear and understand the words. You got to climb up in them trees and be free like a bird and get the high fruit that he calling you to. But that takes some time. That takes some branding of you and not just putting on the brand, boo. Woo, Jesus. I mean, y'all better hold me back. Deacon Elder Smith might almost be through.
Okay.
What type of fruit are you attracted to? What type of fruit is attracted to you? I'm just saying you shouldn't be doing what everybody else is attempting to do. Because that's not how you get to a higher version of you. I'm just saying, if you satisfied with where you at, then that's cool too. But if you talking about being a different version of you, you have to go after different things for you, right?
Right.
It's just like we talked about the other day. We often talk about getting more in our life. How do we get more in our life? Not like more things, but more of what God wants us to have. That thing that he's showing us. That thing that he's showing us. And we start saying, okay, we're going to get up and pray. We're going to get up and pray every day at a certain time together and do this thing together. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. And it's been changing in our life. You want more, you have to do more in your life and not just be talking about how you want to get it right. If you want to reap a bigger harvest, then you have to till your field.
Absolutely.
You have to go for a higher, you have to go deeper in God to go higher to get the things that you desire. And when you going deeper in God, it's going deeper in you. That's saying that I want more. I don't just want I don't want to just wake up and be cool with, thanks, cool, I got life. Yes, God, I'm happy to have life, but I'm so happy to have life and so grateful to have life. I want to do more with this life you gave me. I don't want to just wake up and be like, da, 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 he created me. Look at me. Ain't I pretty? No, that's not. I want to do more. I don't want to just be the brand that a person sees. I want to know when they look at the brand and the person is going deeper, they going higher. In God, not just in what you showing, you know?
It's like we were talking about earlier. You don't want to dress up a pretty package and then the inside is not so desirable.
Yes. I don't want life and happiness and joy. It's a daily journey. You know what I'm saying? It's a decision and it's a journey. But some people want that instant gratification. Again, I no offense because we've done this. You just want to run down to the justice of the peace, or you want to shoot to Vegas and say, yes, it's you and me. Now we won. But you've never been one on your own. So when the problem arises, it ain't no problem for you to walk away. You leave everything alone. That's not how you get to the highest place. That's not how you become what you say to me earlier. When in Romans do, that's not how you become a great empire like Rome. Because my wife was telling me about something that I should do. I forgot what we were talking about, but I didn't want to listen because it was something that I didn't want to hear. Okay? But she shouted me down anyway. But again, you so busy roaming around doing what everybody else do and comparing you, you don't see that the blessing is when you go deeper in you and you go for a higher fruit and not just reach for the fruit that's right there at you. I just wanted to have a t-shirt brand because I had often talked about I'm going to get my own t-shirt brand. Remember, for years, back in 2012, I just never knew what it was going to be about. But when I discovered that I wanted to speak and I had the t-shirt just represents me. Mr. P.I.E.N. But if I don't tell you what the brand means, who in the hell wants to support that in the first place? Do you understand what I'm saying? You want me to buy something, but I don't know what I'm getting. You want God to take you to the top, but you don't know what you giving. You understand what I'm saying? So this getting this fruit is a process that we all have to stretch and go through that God is calling us to. But it's so easy that's just getting the fruit that's at eye level right there by you. And then you walk around when you get older disgusted too. Because you got the 401k blues. And they didn't took and hit you with some bad news. And your life is affected by, what the president in the world say every day. Not knowing that the fruit is when you do it God's way. I'm just saying, these my words that He given me. This the play-by-play for your life. How you got to climb that ladder in your heart to get to the higher fruit today. But if you want the low fruit, you can eat that too. It's going to give you life until He take you, boo. But why not take it to the highest level in you? I mean, who?
Okay.
I'm just saying. He say, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He will make your path straight. Lord, this is hard going back to school while attempting to look after my father. I don't know how I'm going to do this, Lord. This is hard. Everybody at home figuring out how you switch from being a worker to an entrepreneur. This is hard, but I trust that you're going to show me the way because we've been putting one foot in front of the other anyway, and you've been making the way. In order to get to this branding, this representation, is truly being positive in every negative, you got to go through some pruning. You got to go through some trimming. You got to go through some buffeting if you want to get the fruit. You know what I mean? That's up higher on the giraffe scene. Higher. No, seriously. Hey man, it's your time to comment today. That's all I gotta say.
Wait, did I miss something?
No, because I'm getting inside my own head because God is using me, and then the enemy wants you to start judging yourself. You just want to go, look. Thank you, Jesus. You brought it back to my mind. See, the t-shirt came in new, but I talked about the marriage being low fruit. Now I want to talk about this podcast that I'm doing, that I'm talking to you. See, this was a piece of low fruit too. I just wanted to do YouTube and hope that you see me and I see you. Then the podcast thought came through because everybody was doing that too. So what did I do? I talked my wife into that thing, and then we jumped on Facebook, created the Ethan Smith page. I don't even know if it say Mr. P.I.E.N, but we just start doing this thing, and we just start putting out this inspiration and this motivation, but not ever really saying or taking it to do what God called it to mean. We didn't have somebody ask us all the time, what are you doing with this thing? Are you building a business, or was this just you, putting something out there so you could be seen? low-hanging fruit to say I got a podcast, but I haven't stepped back to really sit down with my wife so we could build a team and make the podcast really grow and take this business serious, if you know what I mean. I got many inspirations of going after low-hanging fruit. That's good too. But I'm realizing that after you grab that piece of fruit and you see that it's more above you, if I work harder, I could get there too. Whew.
Felt that thing, didn't you?
All because of you, boo. T-shirt. Oh, T-shirt. What you gonna do with me? That's it. Here's the thing though, look, it's so crazy because I get sometimes I'll be satisfied just with doing the thing. Again, you get happy just saying I got a YouTube page, but what do you have on it? What do you have it for? What are you doing with it? Or as somebody said, Eric Thomas said, why are you on social media if you're not using it as a business? You just scrolling. And I get it. Why are you just continuously going for just a job that's just gonna be enough? Just a little bit okay. The house that you could just barely afford. When you could work harder and God will bless you with a little bit more. You could give back more to him for him to give to you and for you to be able to bless them. All them around you, because he said don't be afraid of them because I got you. I'm going to take care of you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid of them, but if you listen to me, I'll show you how to take care of them. I'm just saying. My man, my inspiration, he like a mentor to me, and he don't even probably know it, man. Eric Thomas, he talked about the homeless GED, the PhD. Proud, man. Listening to what God had to say. Nobody else plan. Hey, man, I'm almost could be created in the image. Hey, man. You looking at the Instagram cam to see if anybody's saying something? Mm-hmm. Hey, fam. I guess I better slow down talking because I feel like I said a whole bunch in a little time.
You have.
But I think I need to slow down because some of this stuff need to stick to your soul, not just bouncing ping around in your mind. Better go back, slow down, put that thing on rewind and spend some time. Understand how to get the fruit within, because it's a blessing my life too. I'm telling you, this is just the conversations that God take me through. I didn't know the t-shirt thing was gonna come up, but when I think about that, it's true. Like, we look at things that we want and it's low-hanging fruit, because once you get it, you don't know how to keep it anymore. You don't know how to take care of it so it could truly nourish you. I got a vehicle out there that I did the same thing to. Did it to 2004 blue Durango. Now I'm doing it to the 2011 black one too. I ain't gonna take care of you because you was fruit that I wanted so long time ago. Now you spoiled and you owe it to me too. Ooh, 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 ooh. And you be asking God to give you so much more. He say, so what? So you could abuse that too? Fool. All you want is low-hanging fruit because it comes so easy to you. Who you think you talking to? Try Jesus, as Tobe say. I'm telling you. This is what he told me to do. It don't matter. I'll blame it on me too. But the low-hanging fruit that I was called to, it didn't help me to draw me closer to you. It was when I started digging internally that I was able to talk to you and be free, admit my wrongs, so we could really move on. Because you got to admit some stuff in your life when it's a slow process in your life. You know, it's a problem when the planet's not growing. Something is wrong. It's lacking something. Water, sunlight. When the relationship is not growing, when the family is not growing, it's lacking something. You might be full on low-hanging fruit. You ain't got no room to put in some good nourishment to your body because you wake up, you watching who won the election. You got biting now, so everybody got to create their memes. They do their dancing thing. What's going? The NBA starting in December, and who playing football tomorrow? You got so much going on. Hearing all this low hanging fruit information of what new truck is out, what you should go after, that you don't have enough time to hear the God that's after you so he could bless you with the higher elevated fruit by you listening to what he's planted the seed in here, and he's birthing is something in you too. But you got to do what he called you to do if you want to get to the Georgia, the jungle, higher level fruit. And then you won't just be wearing the brand. They'll know when they put the brand on that they've been blessed and branded too. Because you are the example of what it looks like when you just be you and you go after your fruit. But you're going to go through some trials and tribulations too. You're supposed to. You got to test you out. See, you're going to be faithful. Or you just going to pick the apple from the tree and then bite it and say, you gave me that woman, G. Start playing the blame game from the time you go wrong. And now you're going to be listening to God like Tasha Cobb say, he knows your name. You know what he call you. You know your name. But you want to play the blame game and say it's on you, God. No. You asked for this fruit. But you wanted to go get this that was just right here, not what I had for you. You wasn't ready with the fruit. You can have that green apple, Granny Smith too. But yours is at the upper level. It's not time to be plucked, boo. But since you down here in somebody else orchard and owl, I'll let you pick this one up off the ground and you can roll around with that one too. But that's on you. Fruit. Roo. You gotta do something to do some type of spice in your life. I could sit here and look at my wife and be like, you got something to say? She could say she got nothing for me. Or I could just spontaneous thing, extemporaneous, going off of God's word. Just talking about the low-hanging fruit and how it changed and transitioned me. And here's the thing. I'm still representing and building the brand daily. I just don't feel I have to necessarily show it off, because God is going to create you and build you up in the dark where nobody else always get to see. Ooh. But you got to put down the low-hanging fruit and go after your fruit that's at the top, G. Ooh, you got something?
When you was talking about the dark, it makes me think about being planted.
Ooh, don't talk about it then.
When you're planted, it looks dark, but it's actually...
That's where it happens at. They want you to think you buried when you really been planted. It goes back to the brown and the white watermelon seed. No point intended. But the watermelon seed, the white watermelon seed, probably when it's buried, don't produce no life. But the brown watermelon seed has something in it that allows it to reproduce life because it's able to withstand the mud, the slugs, and the wild, crazy bugs because it has that hard outer shell. But the white little seed doesn't have no protection, no shell, so it falters under the harsh conditions. It's not going to survive the well. So no fruit shall be bared. I didn't know if that was where you was going, but it made me think about the fruit again.
That was good. Again, when you're planted, it looks like you're buried. It looks like things are not going to change, or that things aren't growing, or there is no growth in it. But again, as you go through the process of being planted and buried, and you come out on the other side, and you realize that you were planted, and that it was just a season. Just think about seed, time, and harvest. You plant a seed, then you go through a span of time, and then there's a harvest. So that span of time could look like darkness when in fact it's just your season to sit still, to go within, and to really grow a part of your character, so that when it's time to harvest, you are ready.
Yes.
And so when you rush the process and you come out of your planting season and you just get that low-hanging fruit, then you delay the process of getting to,
Again,
the better version of you and the fruit that you could have, or if you had awaited the process.
So grateful for everybody that supports us, that watches us, that share this video. If you rush the process, you kind of, I don't know if you can mess up the process, but you don't allow the healing or the finishing to take place. You don't see all the ins and outs. You get so in a hurry to put out live videos, to just go on Facebook Live and talk about or put the message out. Do what you need to do. You rush in the process instead of building the process. But then God started to shift you something that he told you should have been did. He called you too long ago. Now we've been building and getting a constant following under the Ethan Smith page, but we just did a shift. I mean, Ethan J. Smith, not the business page, but we just did a shift. You have to do a pruning to get yourself back in line where God wants you to go, to get to the next level. But when you rush the process and you just need to put some stuff out, sometimes you put out some good stuff, sometimes you can put out some mess. But when you slow down, and as the C in my life, the technical, the structured person in my life, see how it works and see what's the best way, then it's able to bear more fruit to more people because you're on a bigger platform and then other people are hear what you have to say. You're not just doing this on your regular page like you a sportscaster giving a play-by-play. That's like I said, what Eric Thomas talked about earlier today. Why are you on social media if you're not giving out your gift or learning how to build a business in some way? You just on here wasting time and taking up the low fruit of the day. Whew, that was a whole full mouthful to say. I better slow down. That was it, I slowed down.
Took a pause for the cause.
Yeah, because it was a lot to digest. Because all we talking about is low-hanging fruit. What are you called to? What are you drawn to? It's, it's still a time and no, I'm gonna and I'll come back to whatever, God. So it's still a time in certain areas. There's people that I know that we still more concerned with the latest brand shoe than the latest brand in you. Like when I went back to Michigan, I didn't know what Cole Haans was. I just didn't know what Cole Haan was. Is how I look on the shoe when I spell it.
Right.
But I knew that this was something that I had to have if the people that I knew, going back to the D, if I was gonna fit the D, got the fruit E, I look apart. But I had no clue what they were. But it turned out just to be a shoe. I'm like, this look like Rockport. This like low-hanging fruit for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it's still people that satisfied with that part and they're happy in their life. But they haven't dug any deeper to see the design in them. And you spend so many years chasing different things as low-hanging fruit. From this car to this truck to this shoe. You know what I'm saying? To this my new boo. This is my weekend boo too, but you never had anybody to go through it with to get to the better version of you, to get to the orchard to where you giving back to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
just settle for the right now instead of going through the process.
But how do you get through that process? Because I know I'm talking about, and I ain't bashing nobody. How did I get to going from the just wanting what was right there at my surface level to wanting more? I just started to... I don't know. I've started to push myself more. I started to get uncomfortable with being satisfied with just the average.
You had a plan also.
Absolutely. I had a plan. Well, I wrote down exactly what I wanted to do, and I woke up every day and I put myself in uncomfortable situations to get to the higher fruit. I set go to the tutoring class, go to work, read my Bible, set my affirmations, because it was somewhere I was looking to get to. It was a mindset shift of knowing that I could have the higher fruit.
Absolutely. And it's what your buddy said. You reprogrammed yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You shed it some things that you grew up with, you've seen, and it was like, no, I can feed myself new information because this is going to help me get to where I'm ultimately trying to go. So you had a plan.
Yes. And the plan is continuing to grow. Although I'm taking jabs at shots at myself, some may think about how I built my show and the technology that we use to do our show. Don't get it twisted. I'm proud of me today because this is something that we spoke about. This is just something that I had to say that we wanted to do. But sometimes God takes you a little bit deeper in the things and the words that His words say too. So I'm just expressing to how you can get happy on the low hanging fruit, not knowing that this fruit can hang way above you because it's blessing other people and feeding them too. Because you got right with God and He opened up that branding in you. Whoo, this so comfortable, boo. I'm telling you, this comfortable. When you just let God use you. I mean, for me it is sometimes. That's why I feel like I could just bust a rhyme. No. You gotta always throw some comedy in there when you gotta give them something to think about. You know what I like to call it, an icebreaker. You know, hit them with something, come right back at them with something else. And then it's also an icebreaker for me. Like, God, did we really just say that? Was that you or me? Whatever. We on the same team.
However, it's out there now, so.
He who is in me is greater than he who is in the world. And he who is in me said we got to say this stuff to the world because it's something that he's saying to you. You might just need me to say it to you. You know, Bernie Mac said it for us. I'm just saying the stuff that you want to say. Yes, I know. He over there. I don't know what he doing. I don't know, but got me on the edge. But anyhow, how was your day, love? I kind of talked about, how was your day?
My day was good. It went by fast. I had to think for a minute. What did I do with my day?
Oh, I'll give you this then. Something I think we should start that's new, and we can start this thing right now with you. So I'm going to ask you, how was your day? But we're going to do this in a certain way. Call it a 1 minute win or in a 1 minute war. So first you talk about from possibly 1 minute or 30 seconds, whatever, that you was warring with. That just, in your life, whether it be couponing deal didn't go right, the kids woke you up too early, your husband breath stinks, something you was warring with, right? No, dead serious. This y'all think about this. This is what we gonna do every week on the show. A 1 minute war and your 1 minute win. Something that you just had to with, and then something that you won that. So we end on a high note. So when I say, how was your day? What's your 1 minute war? What's your 1 minute win?
You gonna go first? Cause again, my day went by so fast. It's a blur at this point.
Maybe that's your 1 minute war.
Then my day went by fast?
Yeah, because you had other things that you wanted to do and you feel like you didn't get an opportunity to because time just flew by you.
Well, I got some stuff accomplished. Of course, I didn't get everything done, but it just seemed like the day flew by. I got out the house a little later than I wanted to, but I did accomplish what I set out to do once I got out there. I just wish I had done it earlier,
but that's a win
it's
too.
Still a win because I was able to get things done and make it back. I wasn't on time, but I still made it back. So
you got it on the time that you were supposed to be on here. To me, I don't get what you're saying. I understand that, but you can't change that now. And what you needed to do has been done.
Absolutely. So it was a war and a win.
That's what I'm talking about. In the end, you get the win. That's the only thing I want you to focus on. It's got to be something that you won with in your life. For me, I don't know. I could have been warring with, am I going to get out here and walk this morning when I feel like I wanted to leave at a certain time, but that time had passed. So it was like, wow, what do I do? But the win was I got out there and I walked anyway, and I shot a few videos too. So it was a blessing to me. Then I came home and kicked it with the family. So I had a lot of wins if we just slow down and take a look in the see. But you have to be real and say what you warring with too. You know, warring with this message. How do you? I'm looking in the Bible, like what scripture talks about low hanging fruit? Well, it don't specifically say low hanging fruit about in the Bible. It talk about, I want to say, Nicodemus and what he's talking about in John and being reborn again and things like that. So that wasn't the low-hanging fruit that I was looking for. And I was figuratively, I guess, literally thinking about low-hanging fruit, you know, branch, vine, fruit, all that. But So it was somewhere totally different, but I'm glad that he took it there because it was somewhere we needed to go.
Absolutely.
So 1 minute war, 1 minute win. In the end, it just all depends on how you see it for yourself in that day. Fruit is not just fruit. That's why we have the difference between organic and the regular way. You good over there?
I'm not ready to lay down, but I'm not ready to get.
You're not ready to lay down, but you're not ready to go nowhere?
Yeah,
You just gonna sit there and listen to the rest of the show?
I feel like I'm tired.
All right, cool. Sound like I say no more because we only got about 5 minutes to go. Then I'm gonna go eat some food because I need to put some fruit, some nourishment back in my body. Anyhow, just talking about this message today because low hanging fruit came to me in a totally different way, and I think I got about 5 minutes. And I might be able to talk about it. It was, leave you with this story: three guys, and the way I like to describe them: rich man, poor man, wealthy man, or in all actuality, it could have been rich man, poor man, poor man. No particular way. So guys was out making some repairs on the item, and one guy was paying and two guys was doing the work. The rich man was paying and the wealthy man and the poor man, or the two poor men, were doing the work. And upon doing the job, the two poor men discovered that what the rich man was paying for, he could have saved money on and returned him and had his money back. Right? And that was the mentality of the two guys that were poor doing the work. Hey man, this looks good. Ain't no need for you to buy this new chainsaw. The blade is good to go on here. Ain't no need for you to buy this new car. That car good to go. You don't need these new shoes. Just hold on to that. And the rich man is like, well, no, I done already made the purchase, of the other chainsaw blade. So I want you to change it. I done already made the purchase. I done already put the down payment on a new car. So y'all just go ahead and sell this one. I don't need that. So the two poor guys, poor guy, wealthy guy mindset, they continue to do the work. And as they continue to do the work, they get from one side of the vehicle to the other side of the vehicle. And they begin to do that work on that side of the vehicle, and they realize that this equipment is just as well as the equipment on the other side. Again, what is the point of changing this when you could just possibly go get your money back? The mindset of the two poor men. But the rich man says, hey, I done already got it. I done already paid for it. Let's just go and put it on there anyway. It ain't nothing. Let's just do it. So the other poor man walks away. He said, I need to go get some more tools. So he said, all right. The other two guys say, okay, that's cool. So the rich man and the wealthy man are standing there, and the rich man says, yeah, that one kind of a little worn down too. But the wealthy man say, hey, you paying, so it's really up to you, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the way I see it too. Being a poor man, I could say, I just need to take this back and get my money, and then I can put this back and have it on me. Being a rich man, I could say, I've already purchased this, so therefore change it. The money don't mean nothing to me because I have the lifetime warranty. Mm-hmm. But being the wealthy man, I could say, if you are the expert that I hired you to do a job for me on this day, I should probably listen to what you say and let you leave that part on and continue to use it anyway. Now, although that I had a new part that I'm going to have to exchange one day, I'll just keep it for later. That way I don't have to go back and pay. And then what that does for me being a wealthy man, and what's the most important thing to me, is my time in a day. Yes. So now I could go back and sit with my family and learn and earn how to get the higher fruit by instead of just standing around listening what the other people that's reaching for the lowest fruit or the eye level fruit has to say. But it all depends on the mindset of the man and the way you look at it and the game that we seem to play. Because no man in particular was a certain man, the rich man, the poor man, or the wealthy man. It can be any man or one man. It depends on the mindset of the person. Do you want the fruit that's down on the ground? Because you can walk over there and pick up some fruit that's on the ground and knock off the worms on it, and it might not be so bad. It could be a little molded. You can reach up to what you barely can grab. You know what I'm saying? It might not be so bad because it's been rocks thrown at it. The sun ain't really getting on it. You know what I'm saying? The bird is eating. It's the Lord's fruit. You could climb up to the top of the tree and see the pretty fruit that nobody's touching, nobody can reach, and you could pick that too. But you just got to be looking at a deeper version of you. Poor man, rich man, wealthy man. It's all inside of you. Holy Trinity is 3. Expression sessions, low fruit, hang fruit. Done, boo. That was good. You like it? I did. I thought it was amazing. It was fun. It was great. It was great. What you got?
Perspective.
What does that mean?
You thought it was amazing. That was your perspective.
Oh yeah, but what was yours? I got that.
It just happened so fast, and then you was like, "Okay, it's done. That's a
Do I need
wrap."
to go back and say
I
it
hope
again?
this motivation and inspiration was something for your situation.
Well, I would have got
To
to that.
free and
but-
relax your mind as if you are on vacation.
Hey, I just felt like it was one of those times to drop the mic, and I usually don't feel that. So
Right.
between me and Jesus tonight, you go back and watch it. It'll get your mind right. I'm telling you.
I
There
believe
was
it.
something definitely serious in there. Rich man, poor man, wealthy man. It all depends on how you see the man or the woman that's looking right back at you. That's all I'm saying.
I got it.
Observation.
Again, it's all about your perception. That's your reality. So again, when you got from where you were to this place, you had a plan in order to get from the poor man mentality to a wealthy man mentality, which I'm guessing is the next step. And then from there to the rich man mentality, there is a process, and you have to have a plan to get there, or
Here's
no?
the thing. It goes poor man, rich man, wealthy man. Here's the thing. The rich man says, I've already spent the money, make the repairs. So therefore, he spent the money, and now I have to spend not only this money, I have to spend my time now. So now I'm wasting more time. And not when I could just be making money. I could be at home doing something else with my wife. I could be studying. I could be learning more to get a higher fruit. The wealthy man is saying, and let me know if I repeat myself and you like I got all this. I'm just saying it goes poor man, rich man, wealthy man is the way I seen it in the story.
Okay.
But in the physical literal, you could have said 2 people were the poor man. You could look at it however you want to, right?
Right.
But so the rich man is the person that says, no, I've already bought it. So I'm not going to take it back. I'm just going to keep it and I'm going to sit on it because I got it. It's cool. The wealthy man says, I hired you to do a job. So therefore, you probably know how to do something that I don't know how to do or something I don't want to do at this time. To me, that makes you the expert. So I'm going to go with your recommendation is, or I'm going to converse with you to see. You telling me this good, we don't need to do this. I should trust you because you're the expert right now, right? So what I'm going to do as the wealthy man is trust what you say being the expert and take my time back and still keep my product. The wealthy man is more concerned with the time to invest in himself than he is showing that I got the money, I could just spend it. That's not true wealth. That's what the rich would seem to do. That's why we get these people that becomes entertainers, athletes, that get all this money and they lose it too. Because it's a mindset. Rich is probably something you got to, but wealth is something you grow through.
That's good.
So you go poor man, rich man, wealthy. If you listen to people now, even Floyd Mayweather to say sometimes in their arrogance or however you want to look at it, I'm not rich, I'm wealthy. Wealth is something I'm passing on legacies. Rich, I got hot and ready money. So yeah, although the rich man is cool to say, yeah, I got it, I can buy it. The wealthy man says, why do it if I don't have to?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you in a coupon and babe, I ain't getting no berries because they ain't on sale and I got you some other fruit. Y'all gonna be good till the sale come around. My mindset tells me you don't get it by giving it away.
Absolutely. It's all about what you keep and not what you just willy-nilly give away.
And if you keep more of your time and you give it and spend more of it with God, He will show you how to get to a better fruit. Now can we say bye?
I already closed us out, but sure.
Oh, you asked the question and then because you was like, you just shut it down and what is all that, so fast in the blurb. That's why I was explaining.
But that was good,
The recap
though,
of the
because
story.
the way I understood it is not the way you were trying to convey it. And I hope that cleared some things up for our viewers, not just me.
Yeah, how did you understand it though?
Again, I understood it as a level of progression. I thought the wise man was the second level when actually he's at the top. So we have this perception that being rich is where we want to be.
And here's my thing.
But there is a distinction between being rich and being wealthy.
And I probably should have cleared this up, and it probably would have made it more clear because in a physical, and I guess this right, in the physical and literally for what you could see and touch based on society. In this story, you could have said two people were poor and one was rich. But say poor guy B had a mindset that had grown to wealthy, if that makes sense.
So it doesn't make sense because either he has a poor mindset or he has a mindset of wealth.
He has a mindset. He has a mindset of wealth, but he could look like he's poor. Does that mean it's plenty of people that have a wealth mentality, but financially is not a representation of thee. But it's plenty of people that look like they're rich, but have a poor spirituality, so they're not wealthy.
Absolutely.
So
I get that.
Two guys could look poor in the physical. One could be wealthy mentally. And the other guy could look rich in the physical and not be at the wealthy mind state, but progress into a wealthy mind state.
Okay. I get that.
Anybody can be either one, but it's like this is how I see it from a poor man aspect, from a rich man aspect. But a wealthy mindset, a growth mindset is I need to get back, I guess would be my time so I could do with the time. But if that's what you want to do is stand around and do whatever you're doing, then that's cool. As long as you're doing it with the right mindset. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
When you going for your fruit, rich man, poor man, wealthy man, hey, I could go to the corner store and I could buy fruit at $5 at $3 organic bag of apples or a cheap bag of apples at $3 every week for the next 10 weeks. $3, 3 times 10, that's 30 at 10 weeks. It's 52 weeks in a year. What is that? $5,200. I could do that for 20 years. I could spend all that money on buying apples because I love apples. Or I could chop that 20, 30 years down to eating apples, hoping it's putting health on my life, and take 6 months to a year on YouTube learning how to grow apples, small orchard in my backyard, getting it right, saving my money. But it's a mindset of wealth and wanting to spend more time with yourself and grow. Last point and I go. Eric Thomas said when he met Warren Buffett said, you know what stock I just bought? He said, no, which stock did you just buy? And I might have said this before. He said Coca-Cola. He said, Coca-Cola, why would you buy Coca-Cola stock? He said, because Coca-Cola sells 1 million of those 16-ounce glasses every single day at 99 cents. So I bought Coca-Cola as the company, the portion of the company, and I raised the cost of the glass a penny. He said, well, how did you know to do that? He said, like I stated earlier, I read 6 hours a day. That's how I know what Coca-Cola does, because I read 6 hours a day. I have a wealthy mindset to where I spend more time reading than I do executing the deal.
So yeah, if he has a plan and he prepares himself and he studies and he's watching, so when he does execute, it's on something that's going to bear fruit. He's not haphazardly just, I love this company XYZ, that I really know nothing about, but they look like they got it going on. I'm going to put my bid on them, and then you lose everything because you didn't do the research to know that company XYZ really don't take care of their bills like they say they do. and their foundation is shaky, and you just lose everything. So
Sort of like the relationship.
you
Just
have a
work together.
plan, you
Ooh,
study,
better hang up now.
and you execute.
Execute.
You execute with precision. You're not just like I
Snipe,
think
you like a machine gunner. You like
already
sniper
knew,
on that
you
thing.
already knew where I was going.
Hey man, you know, in order to be a sniper, that's a fruit on a whole nother level because you got to test yourself, your mental. I ain't no sniper, but I know some sniper friends, and it's not just ain't at the target, bang, I'm in. No. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of patience with that. It's a lot of
calculations, time alone,
knowing your weapon,
It's a
the
lot of
distance that
time
it
alone.
goes, and
Yes,
the impact, and where you want to
yes.
get the.
You have to know the windage. You have to know velocity. You have to know speed, air. It's a lot of things you have to know to get to that level to be considered high fruit because you have a skill that somebody else don't have. You're right.
Absolutely. So what we look at as, oh, they just on the building sitting low and boom, they got the person. We not knowing that it's a process for that person to get there. You don't just, they make it look easy, but I'm sure it's not that easy. So
You can spray paint that fruit now and put it on Instagram. You know they do it to us at Burger King, McDonald's. You look at that thing on commercial, you be like, ooh, that thing's standing up nice. Look at that bacon.
I can't wait to get
Before
there.
you get there, that thing be smashed. You like, is this what I ordered? Like the lettuce is like this on that boy. Tomatoes got the seeds half in them, and the meat is horrible. So
it just don't look the same.
Yeah.
You like this. I wanted what I saw on TV. This ain't it.
yeah,
So
we worked hard to build that fake hamburger for you to bring you in and give you the low hanging hamburger.
they slow mo it for you, and it's just looking all good.
Bro. Ooh, just thinking about it make me want one, and knowing that I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth, possibly throw up after I eat it, because I desired that low hanging fruit from the commercial.
Or you can make one in your own kitchen.
I was just about to say that.
Because
or I can
know-
make my own hamburger.
Absolutely.
It's gonna take a little bit more work to get that better quality of fruit though, because I gotta go HEB. Now when I go to HEB, do I want ground turkey or am I wilding out ground beef? Do I want a good ground beef? Do I want lamb? Do I want lettuce, buns? Gotta put that work in to get that fruit. Or else you go get that commercial. That commercial Real Care package burger.
And you get it home and you like, really? This not really.
You know what we need to talk about next week?
What?
The amount of air in bags of potato chips.
Oh my goodness.
We need to do an experiment on that like we talked about. Hey, she said it earlier. I hope this motivation, inspiration help your situation. Free, relax your mind as if you're on vacation. We gonna have to go because I got to get ready for church tomorrow. We not gonna be late. Not on the station. Peace. Got something to say bye to the people?
Good night to the people.
Hey, thank you for tuning in and sharing this video on Ethan Smith.